MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, won a UDRP decision for the domain name mit.gay. The case raises a few interesting issues, and it's one of only a very small number of disputes involving the .gay top-level domain, or TLD. In this case, the complaint was filed by MIT, which the decision describes as a Massachusetts university founded in 1859 that is well known for its study of applied science and engineering. The decision cites a trademark registration for MIT from 1989, which is long before the MIT.gay domain name was created in 2022. But I also see that MIT owns many other registrations, some of which are even older, so I don't know why the UDRP panelists simply decided to rely on this one for some reason. When I file UDRP complaints for my clients, I try to impress the panel with a large trademark portfolio, if one exists, by providing a schedule of all trademark registrations and submitting documentation such as trademark registration certificates or printouts from websites of the relevant trademark authorities to support multiple registrations. In any event, there was no real issue in this case about the very first element of the UDRP, whether the mit.gay domain name was identical or confusingly similar to a trademark in which MIT has rights. Clearly, MIT has rights in the MIT trademark. And the domain name is identical to that trademark when you look at the second level domain and ignore the .gay TLD, which is the usual practice. The more interesting issues in this case relate to how the registrant of the domain name was using it. According to the decision, the mit.gay domain name redirected to MIT's own mathematics website at math.mit.edu. I've encountered this same type of issue before in UDRP disputes that I filed for my clients, and the panel in this case reached the typical conclusion. Here's what the decision says. The panel finds that at the time of registration of the domain name, September 17, 2022, respondent had actual knowledge of complainant's MIT mark, since the domain name redirects to the complainant's website. Furthermore, there is no obvious explanation, nor has one been provided, for an entity to register a domain name that contains the MIT mark and use it to redirect visitors to the complainant's website other than to create a false impression that the respondent is affiliated with or authorized by complainant. In the absence of rights or legitimate interests of its own, this demonstrates registration in bad faith. The panel also finds that respondent uses the domain name in bad faith to create confusion with complainant's MIT mark for commercial gain by using the confusingly similar domain name to resolve to the complainant's website, thereby creating a false impression of affiliation. As a result, the panel issued a decision that the mit.gay domain name should be transferred to MIT. Interestingly, if the domain name had been used differently, not to redirect visitors to a website for the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the outcome might have been different. And that's because others own rights to trademarks that consist of or contain MIT, which is also a dictionary word. In any event, this is not the first UDRP decision involving a .gay domain name, but there have not been many of them, only 8 cases so far, according to what I could find. And all of the decisions have been in favor of the trademark owners who filed the complaints. To be clear, .gay is one of the so-called new GTLDs that emerged from ICANN's expansion of the domain name system in recent years. The TLD was delegated in 2019, and it's now part of the GoDaddy registry portfolio of top-level domains. Although it is being marketed for LGBTQ individuals, organizations, businesses, and their allies, it's an open TLD, meaning that anyone can register a domain name within .gay, which also means that, like most top-level domains, it's an easy target for cyber squatters, though MIT appears to be the first university that filed a UDRP complaint for a .gay domain name. Of course, universities are not immune from being cyber squatting victims. In fact, another well-known Massachusetts school, Harvard, has filed and won 2 UDRP cases this year, one for a .com domain name, the other for a .org. If you want to learn more about the UDRP, please check out my masterclass on domain name disputes, as well as other resources on my GigaLaw website. And be sure to subscribe to the GigaLaw YouTube channel to be notified of future videos discussing other internet legal issues. Thanks for watching, and see you next time online.